Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are
the Carbonation Conversation.
Reviewing HBO's limited 6-episode series, We Own the City, Episode 1.
Part 1.
And if you are liking what you are hearing as far as the music production, the audio editing, our new logos, etc., definitely don't hesitate to contact MoBeats89 in the description below. How are you doing? We have set a record today. This is our third review in one day. That's because we care so much about you.
And we're not that drunk.
We're not that drunk.
We're not that drunk.
And
Beer Fest.
Exactly. and because we appreciate you so much, we're making sacrifices for you. So
yes, we're drinking this beer for you.
Exactly. And if you like our page, subscribe to Podbean and YouTube, this shout out is for you.
To you.
Oh, yeah. Once it hits your mouth, it feels so good. I'm just saying. Anyways, what do we have? It was funny because when I looked at this beer, I was like, Kingslayer!
Really?
No, it's not. Is it?
No.
King Slugger?
No.
Slugger?
Kinslager.
Oh, it's not even King.
It's
God, Kinslager.
Kinslager.
Apparently.
The brewing company. Prohibition Pilsner.
All right.
Pilsner style. 5.4% alcohol.
All right. That was better than the one we just previously had. I think the one we previously had was like 4.7.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. All right.
At least we saved the stronger one for last.
I know.
If we would have drank this first, maybe we could have been...
Exactly. This was made in Oak Park.
Illinois.
Shit. Okay, that's not that far from us. And it says...
Illinois? No.
And it says, honoring the traditions in America of the pre-Prohibition area immigrant brewers from Bavaria and Bohemia. Holy shit. Prohibition Pilsner combines ingredients from all three regions for a taste of our collective past.
Well, let's do this.
All right.
Happy New Beer.
It moved! Okay, I'm back. How do you feel?
Great.
Okay, let me take. Wow, that's what beer tastes like.
Yeah.
Should taste like.
Yeah.
Like, I forget the other beer that we just had, but it was like super light.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to get to that age when people say it's, some beer tastes like water. I get it.
Yes. Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, this flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Not too
And it's
bad.
a great flavor.
Mhm.
Smooth flavor.
Oh, yeah.
It's not no IPA flavor.
Exactly. Man.
Sorry, I can't. We're gonna drink some, but
I'm gonna maybe I'll give you a mystery box for your birthday, whatever beer you choose.
No.
Like 18 IPAs and like one American.
That's what we should do this one day. Have a show where we just have like a bag of random beers and just pick one out, and that's what we drink for that episode.
You know, Benny's, they have a mix and match 6-pack for $10.99.
Yeah, I know. I
When I was in the store, I was almost about to get 2 beers of each and be cheap as shit. But then I was like, no, I'm pretty sure.
Like, yeah, especially if we like the beer, we're gonna want another one. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm like, damn, I wish I had another one of these.
Exactly. So that's why I didn't. Okay, now we're gonna talk to you for a second. And I want to talk to you about this series because it has a lot of things that I love. This is probably the most realist series we have reviewed.
First off, it's based off, not based off, but it's based on true events.
Based on true events.
But it's from the creator of The Wire.
Yes.
So that's like a major thing because
exactly.
The Wire was the shit.
Yes.
And I didn't really watch that until like 10 years after it came out.
Exactly. And people are still watching it.
Yes.
It's a huge YouTube community, just like it's like Sopranos and The Wire has so serious of a YouTube community that people still watch them.
They're saying it's in a way connected, like The Wire was the beginning of. They showed you how police work, and this is even deeper.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
And one thing I did love about The Wire, they touched on all parts. Although I love the violence in season 1, then you got the docs in season 2. I believe the education maybe was season 4, and I believe the newspaper was season 3. I could be confusing those, but you were able to see every
aspect, yes,
that can corrupt the city. And so, like Ito said, we got David Simon and George Rillicant. Could be butchering it. Whatever. Sorry. I'm just saying, I'm drinking. Yeah. We're on our third review here. And they basically were writers from the
It was also based on a book by the same name.
Okay.
By a guy named Justin Fenton, who was a reporter.
Okay, good.
But yeah, he basically is also attributed as a writer of this.
Okay, I'm happy to go to that because I didn't know that as well. Also, the director is Ronaldo Marcus Green. He collaborated with Will Smith to do King Richard. He's a young guy too. Yeah, he has quite a bit of a list, but I just picked the most notable movies, so I don't want you butchering me in the comments telling me he did this and this.
Technically it seems like he's on his uprise right now. Mm-hmm. He is a younger guy, you know what I mean? And I saw the year he was born was like in the mid to upper 80. I'm just like, damn, he's younger than me.
Yeah. And definitely. And so we do have an all-star starter cast, and before I mention them, I just want to talk a little bit about like the premise. We talking about corrupt cops here.
Yeah, this is basically based on the rise and fall of the Baltimore Police Department.
After
Freddie Gray and all that.
Hillary
and this is mainly focused on the gun task force in Baltimore.
Yes, and so I do have to say a disclaimer for me personally, because I do, at least my split personality mind as an activist. Shout out to Moon Knight. Definitely check out our review of the finale. But this is going to be heavy in politics and everything. And if you don't feel comfortable listening to this type of shit, I wouldn't even listen to this fucking review, because shit's gonna get a little bit heavy. But
I mean, just tell it how it is. I don't think it's that bad.
It's
not like we're voicing our opinions.
Yeah,
we're just reviewing the show.
Saying? But I'm just saying in general, because the shit that they were talking, I didn't even think they were going to mention Trump in the first episode. I was like, holy shit, really?
Well, they're going to do that just to show you the time they're supposed to be in. And all that.
That's true. And when we think about...
I thought it was funny more than anything.
Yeah, because he was like, hey, he ain't going to be president, right? He can't be here, right?
He won't even be a nominee.
Right? And then we in 2022 like... But anyways, the only thing I want to mention else, obviously we're about to get into the actors and the characters, is when it comes to cop corruption shows, I got to mention this because this is a long lost gem. It was before its time. You already know where I'm going.
Stop it, Melvin.
The Shield, man.
Stop it, Melvin.
It's just, to me, The Shield was probably the most corrupt cop series out there. Obviously, you can debate with The Wire and stuff like that, but this... From what we saw, this is the real deal. And so,
you just always want to find excuse to mention the Shield.
I'm just saying, Vic Mackey is real.
It's all right. It's all right.
So we got John Barenthal as
Wayne Jenkins.
We got Jamie Spector, and the only reason I mention him is because he was one of the main villains on The Wire.
In The Wire, yes. Yeah. That's why it was like the whole complete... Yeah. That was funny. I think they purposely did it. He was like one of the main villains, and now he's a damn cop who doesn't want to deal with the corruption.
Exactly. Yeah. We got Josh Charles, which I hate saying this, but if you ever want to hire an actor for a corrupt cop or a racist cop, he's the guy. I mean, he was in, you remember him in Four Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Corrupt cop and everything. I mean, he's so good at what he does. He's like that motherfucker from Walking Dead that got his hand cut off, Daryl. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi Burger.
Yeah.
You need a racist actor? I'm sorry. You're probably an awesome actor, but you look the part, so we're going to hire you. And then we have, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to list some other actors too, but I got Wami Masaku as Nicole Steele.
Yes.
She works for the Department of Justice, I believe.
The Department of Civil something.
Yeah, civil. Okay, so I am going to make another disclaimer. This is going to be hard to talk about. Me and you already said that before we even push fucking record here. I don't want to go scene by scene. I more just want to talk about the series and the corruption. I will start with the opening scene because it is important.
Oh yeah, I mean, I kind of wrote this down scene by scene, but
Okay,
I thought the same thing too. To like, I think going forward, we just gotta read it by each story instead of scene by scene. It's just kind of crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of names to remember, you know. But yeah, the opening scene is Wayne Jenkins giving a speech to fellow officers about police brutality and stuff.
If we lose the fight, we lose the streets.
Right. I was like, are we supposed to win the fights?
Yeah.
We're the cops. Are we supposed to win the fights? And why is it every time we win a fight, they say it's, excessive force or something like that? The thing is, it's messed up how way he made it sound. I was like, damn, he's right. It's fucked up. But
and again, that's why I go back to The Shield, because I remember a conversation where two actors were talking, and basically one of the actors was just like, nobody cares about a black or a minority getting their ass whooped in the streets if the cops are solving murders, drugs, guns, etc. Don't nobody can fucking care. And basically, Wayne talks to you, and he says like, hey, if you're looking to do some police brutality, that's not in our jurisdiction. We don't do that here, because at the end of the day, you need people in the community to help you solve crimes. Right. So he actually...
but it's kind of crazy. At the same time he's talking, they're showing back and forth him with his little stick,
the baton,
right? Just flipping it with the string, just doing tricks with it and shit.
And you can seem like he's
everybody in the hood, not even frustrated. He just got that face. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
What my mom
it's like you gotta go.
Trouble.
Right. It's like no, they're not even looking for trouble. He's inviting trouble. He wants somebody to fuck with him. He's like, looking at these motherfuckers. What are you gonna do? They just leaving. They're like, oh man, fuck this man, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Oh, here he goes. And then, even during this, like the guy walks out of a liquor store with an open bottle of liquor, even though it's in a bag, and you just see him just like defeated.
And I didn't. What's so crazy is I didn't really understand the liquor in the bag thing. I guess I'm even though I'm 36, I wasn't that young. Apparently, if you have liquor in a bag, a cop, if you're like chilling in front of your car, in front of your crib, a cop can't arrest you. That's why they say, hey, do me a favor. Put it in the bag. I didn't know that at fucking all.
Yes.
And
but he knew it was in the bag, and he smashed the shit anyway. He smashed the shit anyway. You know what I mean?
Basically, Wayne is just telling them the real deal. Now, here's the thing: when fighting good and evil, my favorite character is Batman, and Kanju is second. Shout out to Moon Knight, because. I'm not saying criminals don't have rights, but I do believe because they fight dirty. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta get in the filth as a cop. Yeah. So I'm hearing him, and I'm like, you know what? I fucking get what you're saying here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly get what you're saying. And then all of a sudden,
we cut to the FBI interviewing somebody, and they're trying, hey, what's your real name? And he's like, Mamadou. Yeah. Momodu. But call me G-Money.
G-Money. And so I thought this was a drug dealer.
Right. I'm thinking there's some drug dealer snitching. Like this guy's snitching. That's what he's doing right now.
He ain't going through. He's a cop.
Yeah. Like I said, we're going to see it like that. But it turns out later that he's a cop. Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're talking, and he's just like, hey, one thing that interests me about this show in The Wire is they talk about the game. And he talks about it. He's like, hey,
They even ask him about Wayne Jenkins as well. And he's like, man, this was going on before Wayne Jenkins. You know what I mean? So you can't put it all on him. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and what we find out about Wayne Jenkins, he's a crew. He's on a task force to basically fight guns. Not drugs.
That's what I'm saying. This is based on the gun task force. That's what this is based on.
And we got these people, these feds, what we can assume maybe FBI. They're just interviewing G Money.
Right. Like you said, it seemed like he just snitching and stuff like that. So what the fuck's going on? Then the next scene is basically the raid. You know that Jenkins and his crew going to raid. They're in a car. And they're like, what are we waiting for? Oh, I just want to make you sweat it out.
Yeah.
I just want, I'm just messing. It's like, let's go do this, And that walk from the car, I just love that walk, that look on John Berthenol's face. I'm like, fuck, I love this guy.
He's an extraordinary actor.
You know what I mean?
Shout
he
out
is
to John
great.
Like, Walking Dead. That's where I was first.
Originally, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Originally,
and
yes.
All I need
but the Punisher?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Only thing I think he needs to do, and this sounds so fucked up, a love story. Just come out with a love.
I think he probably did one already. You just don't know.
Sure. I'm just saying, let it mainstream. The people love you because I want you to be a mainstream fucking actor. He is so good.
He had a movie with The Rock,
I did not know.
Yeah. Can't think of the name right now, but
okay. Well, hell no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Rock says, he's hit and burned a couple of South Rentail.
Yeah.
It's so bad,
Tooth Fairy.
I could at least give him some passes, but
because that is the kids one. Tooth Fairy more for kids, but still, I thought that was the worst shit ever.
God. Okay, I mean, but you know what? He's the biggest multi-platinum actor of all time now, so, and maybe he's going to defeat Roman Reigns.
Anyways, they're on this raid. They go into this apartment. It seemed like they knew where everything was gonna be. They're like, "Oh, your informant was right." Blah blah blah. So he's like, "Damn right," you know what I mean? And they find these big ass guns. Then they like open something and find something like huge, but they don't show what it is.
Mm-hmm. And he's standing there. I thought it was money. I thought it was pretty clear. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's probably money.
Yes, but I agree. But they didn't show it. They didn't say nothing about it. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, yes, because this is what they're here for. To steal money and make more money. This is the whole point of what they do. Is we got to do this if we want to make more money. We got to be corrupt.
And we are introduced to Sean's character, Sean Sutter. They do have a little conversation between him and Wayne. And
basically, he used to be on the task force with Wayne, and it seemed like basically, like you said, going forward, he was tired of the corruption and wanted to get out of that, so he decided to join this. The whole time Jenkins talking shit to him, like, "Hey, what you doing, Big Shot? Hey, Big Shot!"
And it's so funny because, I would love to be a detective. I just didn't want to. I don't work to be a detective. He's straight as goes. Like, dude, I got 2 years, and that's gonna be my 20s, and I'm done.
Yeah, he's like, I'm retired. I didn't think about retiring.
I know. And he's like, I fucking love this.
I love this shit.
Mr. Vic Backy over here. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I love it. And then it really kills me because it's just like, man, these cops, they feel like just like we do everyday jobs. When you just work and you just like, I want to get through this shit.
Yeah.
I don't even. Could you imagine a cop doing that though? Yeah. It's way more dangerous when they do it, but they're human. He's like, dude, I got 2 more years to my pension. Shit. Brother finna get paid. Like, fuck that shit.
But it's kind of like we go back to Mamadou being interviewed, and they
talk about Brill,
Antonio something. Brill. Apparently, this name is going to be brought up a lot. Apparently, he's like the main connect for drug dealers and stuff like that.
I wrote it down, but I don't even know how to pronounce it. And I usually write shit down so I can pronounce it. But it's like Brill, like shop.
Yeah. So they basically asked him, like, were you robbing before Brill? He was like, yes, I was already doing this stuff. You know what I mean?
He even says he knew Brill. Like, him and Brill were boys.
They're boys. Together. We did he was like, I was already doing it before him, but brought him in.
Yeah, he's just like, man, this is what you do when you're doing the, this is the game. This is basically how we play. And then next thing we know, we're going to June 2015. Now,
we're in Bel Air, Maryland, 2015.
Yeah. And I had to write these. I swear, bro, I had to write these fucking characters' names down.
David McDougal.
Basically. You know what I'm saying?
David McDougal, basically, and his partner.
Gordon.
His name? Gordon, right.
Yeah, Gordon Hawk. That's his name, which is funny because Gordon was Pooh in The Wire. That's why I know.
Was he?
Yes, he was Pooh. in The Wire, do you remember the scene where they killed fucking?
I don't even.
Yeah.
I smoked too much weed to remember.
It was so funny because I was about to say, what was Black Panther's villain from the first movie? Killmonger,
yeah. Oh yeah, he was young as hell.
They shot him.
Yeah.
One of those was him.
Oh wow,
yeah, one of
really?
the boys was him. Pooh. But the guy that shot him wasn't him.
I just still always trip out that one of the cops from The Wire was the priest in Walking Dead.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, and they went blind too. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about Walking Dead right now. Anyways, do you still watch that?
I don't. I haven't watched it in a while.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we find out Gordon and Hawkins they're in a basically apartment and they're basically witnessing an overdose. This guy, this
basically this guy wakes. This guy, right? He wakes up and he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he's like, "What happened to what was her name? Do you remember the girl's name?"
No, I don't. Random. Just some random girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'm sorry, some random girl, but you died off of a heroin overdose. Apparently, boy, don't
basically, like she died, you were saved.
And she called the police. How the fuck she died?
She's aware. She's the one that died. And he was saved by basically adrenaline shot.
Oh,
not by her.
Oh.
By the EMTs.
Oh, okay. And it's so real because when you out here on these streets and these heavily drug addicts, the cop was just like McDonald's, just like, hey, make sure you have some Narcan on you next time. Like, McDougal, sorry. He's like, make sure you have some of this on you, so when you do it, you can at least save yourself.
Exactly. So then Hawk starts asking about the drugs.
The drugs.
Like these Bumblebee logo. We've seen this a lot. We need to know where you get this. We got more in there, so you need to tell us. So he tells her, "Oh, this guy Black." Like, "Oh, we need another name." Yeah, Anderson. I don't know. That's all I know is Anderson.
Right, Alameda. You know
right? Like, where are you getting it from? He's like, "Yeah, like you said, from Alameda, from the Strip." You know what I mean?
And so I'm just like, this is like some True Detective introduction. Like, I don't know none of these two officers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, okay,
it's just like you said. That's what's so like. That's what I'm saying. It's so random about the show. It just jumps back and forth. Yes. It's so hard to go scene by scene.
Exactly. And
then we're introduced to Nicole Steele.
And
she's basically a lawyer who works for the Department of Civil Services or something like that.
And we see
Civil Rights, the Office of Civil Rights.
She's witnessing some shit between cops and civilians.
Yeah, she drives up, basically some cops trying to arrest the guy. Everybody got their phone out, talking shit. He's resisting.
Yeah.
And because of the whole Freddie Gray thing, they decide to say, fuck it. Y'all police yourselves. We out of here. And the people are still talking shit. Hey, pig, I bet your mama's a pig. Yeah. I want some ribs. I'm like, damn.
It's so fucked up because it's wrong on both sides.
Of course.
It's wrong on both sides.
But can you really blame the police? For like, all these people with their phones out?
And what's so fucked up is it's like, can you, because the bottom line in this episode is, you can't trust the people as a police officer, and you can't trust
the police as a person, as a civilian.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because
and it's fucked up.
Arrest fucking people,
and it's messed up because it's like not all cops are bad.
Yes, and that's
what I mean.
My uncle is a cop.
It's just messed up. And then even later on, like it'll come to that.
Yeah,
but
it's really really fucked up.
Yeah.
to this point, and basically Nicole, And is it again? I'm not even gonna try the next scenes and shit.
Yeah.
I was just gonna talk to Nicole when she introduces her coworkers. Not introduces, but she goes there. They show the video. They talk about it. It's just like, hey, the cops feel like they don't have any rights after Freddie Gray. They don't feel like they have any authority to do fucking anything. And then we're introduced to the new lawyer who comes over there, Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Ahmed. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And basically
he was sent by the Department of Justice.
Yeah. And the only thing I want to mention in this scene...
that's the whole scene where, like, you better hope Hillary wins.
Yeah, and obviously we all know, but we're not going to get into that.
With Republicans in the office.
Yes, that was so interesting.
the Office of Civil Rights is where good lawyers go to die.
Basically, they just working for free. Right. I mean, they're getting paid still, but they're not really doing anything. And to be fair, I will say, I assume when a Democrat president is office, conservative ethics are the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a conservative person and you believe in abortion, you believe in yada yada yada, it's the same type
But that's what we think. These are basically trying to tell you, like, from their perspective. Yeah, that's like, and they're at a higher level and know more shit than we do.
That is so fucked up.
I mean, it really is
so fucked up.
We go to, and then McDougal basically finds out that he got to contact this guy Kilpatrick to basically get info on Black.
A fellow cop. Yeah. He's like, hey, if
it's a different district. That's that's why. You know what I mean? So they try to get info from him, and they basically decide to work with each other. He's telling that Black drives a Cherokee, and they basically decide to work together and start surveillancing.
Yeah. And basically, because they're just like, hey, you know this guy Anderson? Kilpatrick's just like, you know what? Maybe you should set up shop here. Maybe you should work with us on this. And the only interesting thing I really want to mention about Kilpatrick is that he said, you know what? Keep this in between Hartford, because what we find out is Gordon and David work for Hartford. They're in the Hartford task force. They do totally different shit than Wayne and their people do. But their situations happen to converge.
Some shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. You know. So they're posted at this lot, watching in this area, and they're saying, "Oh, this is where the drug dealers park their cars in order to go out and do their business." So they decide to plant a camera there to wait for that Cherokee in a way. Then we cut back to Nicole and Ahmed. Basically, they're talking about prejudice before and after the whole Freddie Gray thing.
She said 600,000 people is in Baltimore. 320,000 people in Baltimore was pulled over for stops, and out of those 320,000 people, it's not even a lot who was actually arrested and charged for something. So that is a little bit fucked up. Suspicious.
Of course. Very, very fucked up. You're just pulling over because you're black. That's basically what it is.
Fuck. And basically, Gordon and David, they watch Anderson.
Yes.
They're in the hideout.
Yeah, they see the Cherokee Park and stuff. So they decided to kind of like follow him or whatever. But then you go back to Nicole and Ahmed. They meet with the mayor. They ask why'd you ask the police commissioner to resign? That was one of the questions they asked her. And they're like basically saying that the crime has gone up since then, and you know what I mean.
Ever since Freddie Gray, police.
But it's like then she's just like, well, how can you blame him for it? Nicole's kind of like, why can't you?
And what we find out also is the mayor, she's about to fucking resign.
Right, so she don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah.
Like, she's done.
And what I do seem to find out is even like The Wire.
Yeah.
Statistics matter. I don't give a fuck when you took over.
Yeah, of course.
But I need to see results.
Yeah, because that's what even the mayor was saying. Like, I felt like I lost faith in the commissioner because when the whole Freddie Gray went down, he was leaving for vacation. I had to force him. I had to command him to come back.
Yep. And again, like, I get it. I get it. You got a vacation. You doing your thing. But this shit happens.
Of course.
My only thing is, it's all fucked up, and I feel like every city is like this because it's like you only look on the numbers. As long as you can go on TV and say crime is less than 5%, well, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? And so, motherfuckers are gonna want to hire motherfuckers who can do that regardless. You know what I mean?
And then Nicole says reform has a cost, and the mayor's like, if it was up to me, I would pay. And then she's like, what do you mean if it was up to you? That's when she told her, like, well, I'm not planning to run for re-election. No one knows this yet, but I'm not planning for it.
And it's funny because Nicole even tells Ahmed, that it's easy to be the motherfucker who wants reform, but the motherfucker who actually does reform. You know, it's easy for politicians to say we want change, but you ain't the motherfucker doing the change. So basically, the mayor is about to retire and be like, hey, I wish your city well. Right. You know what I'm saying? Black power, all this type of shit, but you ain't willing to go through the dirt, basically.
I'm really liking this beer, by the way.
Man, dude. I'm trying not to talk so much because I feel so good. So good. I know you had. I know you had.
Come on, let's do it.
Good shit. And so then we had a stakeout.
Yeah.
And there in front of Anderson's house, we got, I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I believe it is Gordon, Hawk, and Kilpatrick. And they're talking about
Anderson and how he was apparently caught with 300 grams, but not charged.
Yep. And that automatically is like, okay, you know, we didn't know. And we didn't know, you know what I'm saying? From the trailer of this show, it's like, I'm not a dirty cop. I'm doing shit by the book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I at least for me, a black man, I'm taking your side here. I'm trying to be on your side. But bro, like it's a lot of shit. They like, hey, okay. And even David says, well, we don't know how Baltimore do things. So we don't know what the fuck is going on because he's just like, hey, Anderson snitched. Yeah. So I'm cool with that. Yeah. Like, and as long as I know that he's a snitcher, I can always hit him up and he'd be cool. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's how he took it.
It's crazy, yeah. So they basically find out where he's staying and they put a bug on his car.
Yep.
The Hawk runs out, puts the bug, runs back in. It's funny how they do it.
Yeah, and basically Nicole, she goes and she talks to the public defender. And she goes, hey, you know, how do you feel? Well, if it was one cop that had some issues.
Daniel Herschel.
Bro. And again, shout out to, Four Brothers, freaking cop ass motherfucker actor. You are phenomenal. I'm not even hating on you. I would like to hug you in real life, but I would be scared that you would try to curse.
And this is crazy when you find out about this. Yeah, he has plenty complaints, but they're not sustained. So apparently you can have 100 complaints, but if they're not sustained, it don't matter.
Yep. And we even see him pulling over a father and son. Yeah. He's kind of harassing the dad. Shout out to The Wire because that's another major player. That was the character. I'm robust. I'm sorry, I don't know the name, but he killed Method Man in The Wire.
Oh, really? Did he? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, well, Method Man had a huge speech because basically the young boss killed Prop Joe, and he was Prop Joe's right-hand man. So when Method Man took over the game, Method Man had this incredible speech, and he shot his ass right in the face. He was like, that's for Joe, nigga. I'm sorry, I had to say quotations. I'm sorry. He said
you had to say it right.
I'm just saying. But yeah, it was humiliating.
But yeah, it was messed up. We got his son right there, man. And he just takes his wallet looking for, just starts tossing his cards out his wallet. He's like, really?
Yeah, like
it was. Finds his license. Oh, here it is. Says his name, address. Oh, that's a good neighborhood.
Yeah, and that tripped out. I'm glad that you noticed that because he definitely said that. Like, oh, well, you ain't from here. Like, oh,
that's a good neighborhood.
Hey, make sure you just respect me next time, motherfucker.
Yeah, make sure you obey the law. Yeah, exactly. Winks at the kid and everything. Bitch.
Oh my god.
You already don't like this motherfucker just from that.
Yes, and then we go to David and Kilpatrick. I'm assuming this is a judge because I was so confused at this point. Because they're talking to this woman, and I am assuming that they're talking about Anderson.
Yeah. I believe she's just their commanding officer.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, cool. And basically, what they do is they get a warrant for the second building, right? Because they already got. Is this the point? Because
they're getting it for the first building. Oh, okay, so they don't know about the second building yet because Anderson hasn't arrived yet. That's where we are now.
Yes.
So now we're in Anderson leaves his apartment. Then a car pulls up with 3 people, including Mamadou.
Yep.
We don't know these other 2 guys yet. But yeah, Mamadou's one of the guys, and they bust in there. Mamadou stays in the car. Yep. But the other 2 guys They run in there. They're like, no one's here, right? Yeah, no one's here. They go in, but the girl was there. The girlfriend apparently. They shut her. Or they whatever. Come back with money.
And at this time, I'm thinking they're just like gang members.
Right.
I don't really know
Exactly.
at all.
Exactly.
They go in, they do their thing, they come out. They said the girl was there, but they got what they needed or they got enough. And
so yeah, this is when Kilpatrick and McDougal find out that there's a second location for Anderson. So they also get a warrant on that one. The judge or whatever she is, I believe she is a judge, like you said.
Yeah.
And whatever. She basically, oh well, I guess we got a warrant for both places, you know.
And then Nicole talks to the judge.
Yes.
She talks to Judge Moore, and Judge Moore automatically mentions to
Yeah, first Daniel Herschel,
yeah,
right away.
And then is it the motherfucker? No, did he mention Fabian? No, he didn't mention Fabian. I think
was it?
No, it was the commissioner. Sorry, it was the new commissioner. My bad. But yeah, he definitely mentions Herschel, and he's just like, bro, here's the issue.
They're saying he's actually an asset.
Yes,
since Freddie Gray. Because he makes arrests.
Yes, he makes arrests versus the cops that are too afraid to make arrests. So when you're getting drugs and guns off the street, you are more valuable to the city than a cop that's doing what's right. Holy shit.
Then they go on to talk about a list of 24 Baltimore cops that cannot testify in court anymore due to perjury.
Oh my God.
And she's like, well, he's one of them. And he's like, well, he should be. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so fucked up because I have to note he's a black judge.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are people who are recognizing that, like, yeah, the police officers, certain people in the police that happen to be Caucasian, because it just ain't them, are corrupt.
Yeah.
But we can't acknowledge it like that. It's just like, we live in Chicago, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on? Can we put a sneak peek in what the fuck they doing out here? Like, oh, like it's just crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is when we go to Herschel. Now, have this guy pulled over who's talking shit all mad. Like, y'all ain't got nothing on me. Why y'all pulling me over? You know what I mean? And then, they're going, you see the other cops who are black cops. Yep. Which is kind of tripped out to me. And they're like, oh, well, is this where they say, like, what's the reason we're going to say we're pulling over with the whole license plate thing? Right? No, well, displayed license plates or some shit like that. And they're the ones that fuck it up later on. But then the guy's talking shit to Herschel. And Herschel's like, basically, he says, fuck you to Herschel. Oh, fuck me, huh? He like just bumps into him like, oh, you see that? You see that? He assaulted me. Yeah. He assaulted me and turns him around, hits him in the head, and throws him on the ground. That's why he was bleeding. And he was like, yeah, call the cab in. And so they're calling the cops. And the black guy was like, you know what? I'm calling an ambulance. I'm not, I'm going to cancel. I'm canceling the truck and calling the ambulance. I'm not going to do this. Right.
He's like, hey, bro, I'm not going to fuck with IAD like this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, correct me if I'm wrong, we're at the strip club.
Yeah, we're at the strip club with Mamadou chilling with Brill. Yeah. And basically, Brill's was, I guess, the one that sent them to do this robbery.
Yeah, because what Gordon and Hawk are talking about between Brill and Anderson is Brill uses supply Anderson.
Yeah, he was a supplier, yes.
But for whatever reason, they weren't fucking with each other.
Right. Anderson stopped fucking with him, so apparently this is why Brill decided, hey, fuck it, let's rob this new motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, basically. And what we see is, I'm a little buzz here, so I can't see the names, but basically, they are talking about the fucking robbery.
Right. So then we go to McDougal and Kilpatrick raiding the two different locations.
Yeah.
You know, but they can't find nothing because apparently this is a little after where they robbed Anderson's apartment and they decided to leave there, go to this Red Roof Inn, I think it was, and then leave from there. Yeah. So they raided and can't find nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do want to mention that the three black people in the car was G Money, Herschel, and Ryan. I believe those are their names. Please don't. If I'm wrong, I'll take a shot next episode. For you.
So afterwards, they're talking and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, go get that tracker. That's just expensive."
Yes.
So Hawk go gets the tracker and finds
another
second tracker.
And so we like, who the fuck is also following Anderson?
Right.
Who is it? And
this is when Nicole meets the commissioner about Herschel.
And the commissioner, he's also a detective from The Wire.
Yes.
Really good guy. He was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And I don't know his name.
I was like, this guy. But he can't play no other role to me. Like,
yeah, right.
He can't play no other role to me, it seems like.
I've never seen the commish, but he should be the new commish. He is so good. And basically,
he should be the commissioner in the next Batman. No.
Oh man, right? Hey, Jeffrey Wright, we love you, but we feeling this guy from The Wire. Anyways, and him and Nicole have a conversation, and he automatically knows where she's going.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey, this is where he mentions the Fabian."
Yeah, LaRonde.
And he's basically like, "Hey, I had 2 officers that got a lot of complaints, but one wasn't sustained."
Yeah.
And one was.
Yeah, they say basically Herschel has 1 sustained complaint and LaRonde has 5.
Yeah.
And he is now awaiting trial due to those 5 complaints.
That's so crazy. So that means...
I'm paid.
Yeah. So that means it's like... do you remember Training Day when one of the characters made a complaint against Denzel, and then he went to old boy's house and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then old boy dropped the complaint.
Yeah.
I am assuming it's like that, right? Not necessarily that type of intimidation, but it is something going on where even though the fucking cops are in the wrong, the criminals are dropping.
It's not even that. They're not dropping the charges. They're getting the fucking arrests. And that's what matters. They want the arrest done, no matter how bad he does it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't be sustained because probably half the time these people he's arresting actually did what he arrested them for.
Or they're criminals in general.
Right, and they don't care about what he did to get the arrest.
Exactly.
He got the arrest when everyone else is scared to do it,
And no offense, even if a criminal didn't do something bad this time, you just like, hey, you were going to. Let's take it. Come on, come on. So we go to...
So McDougal is basically on the phone getting the info on this tracker. Like, what the hell's going on? Where does it come from? And they get a name.
John L. Clowell? I swear, the look that you gave me, I thought you were about to correct me. I was about to take
I think it looks like Cluell or something.
And basically what we found out
but this is when you find out Mamadou and his boy, what's his name? The other guy?
Mayhem.
And they're cops.
Yes. They're basically, all together, and it's just tripped out. So at this point, we know that they're already in trouble.
Oh yeah,
this is
corrupt
already
as cops, robbing drug dealers and stuff. All of a sudden their Sergeant Allers comes through, and he looks like he's about to get on their ass about something, and then he starts throwing some punches. You know what I mean? Like, exactly.
They
all cool apparently.
Yeah, they pull this dude over, and then they're just like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I was just at first I was so serious with the sergeant too. I was like, "Damn, he's about to expose him." Nope, he's cool. He's cool. And what's so crazy is they go, "Why'd you pull him over?" Yeah. He's like, "Oh, his back license plate."
Oh, that's what the license plate thing, right? That was the one. Yeah.
At the end of that whole shit, he kicks it so it can be.
So it can look like it, right?
Wow. And
then we go back to Mamadou being interviewed by the FBI. They ask him about Allers, and he was like, "Oh, doesn't he work for the DEA now or something?"
He's like, "Why you going him?" He's like, "Hey, what's up with that?" And he honestly says, he's like, this is when, and again, this actor, the first episode, phenomenal. Because he straight says, "We were the cops that the city wanted.
Right.
We got the guns, we brought the drugs." Which, for all intents and purposes, would be an even trade. I'm trying to relate here. You can call me a dirty cop at this point. Because if I'm bringing in guns, let me sell these drugs. like, can I not sell these drugs and get a commission check
Right.
as a cop? Maybe if we could get commission checks as cops, that would solve the fucking problems. But basically, that's what he's saying. He's just like, hey, bro, like, you know, this is how it is. This is the game. You guys don't know. He even looks at old girl. He's like, oh, she knows. She knows the game. And the old girl looking over there all sexy. Who is the? I don't even know the actress, but I will by episode 2. But she all looking all good. He's like, oh yeah, she know. Yeah. He all looked at her. She like, But go ahead. We got I think this is the point where, if I am not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because again, we're not going to say the same. But the commissioner gets confronted by a random, and he's just like, and again, I could be skipping.
Yeah, no, well, I think before that, they're still talking about like Jenkins, like so he's Jenkins at constant presentation about number.
Yeah, he does the whole speech and shit.
About the number of arrests since Freddie Gray, right? Down 60%, but not Jenkins.
Yeah, because his gun
not
task
Jenkins'
force,
unit,
they
right.
do the damn thing.
Right, we do that exactly. Not worried about cameras, nothing like that.
Yep, and,
you know what I mean?
At least they can show my good side. You know what I'm saying? Like
they can show my good side, right?
Again, I need to make a disclaimer. I love Vic Mackey. I'm sorry from the shit.
Why are you bringing that up again?
I'm just saying because
Get the fuck up.
This guy. I love at the
Jesus
point.
Christ.
I love this guy.
He's better than Vic Mackey. Yeah, and shut the fuck up. No.
My God, you almost had me spit out my shit. I swear to God, I didn't want to fuck up the laptop when I didn't want to spit in your face, and then you got the TV in the background. I had to.
Now, this is when now an FBI guy meets with the commissioner, and all you hear is
like 7.
So I'm thinking, what, 7?
I thought it was 7 days.
I'm thinking, no.
I'm sorry, I'm buzzed. Go ahead.
I automatically thought 7 sustained complaints.
But was it 7 people? 7 officers? I thought that's what it was.
7. He's like 7. I'm thinking saying 7 against.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But what was it?
Him.
What was the 7?
That's what I'm thinking. They never said, but to me is what I'm saying, because they're talking about the sustained complaints that Herschel only had 1. The other guy had 5, and that's why he's like, and that's why to me I heard 7, and to me I just like, damn. Now apparently this Jenkins has 7 sustained complaints. That's how I took it. I don't know if it's 100%.
I love the fact that shit blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
You actually got a point with that.
That's what I think.
And at this point,
so that's
the commissioner's kind of iron weighing.
Yeah,
and
so
shit,
not even that.
like,
He comes out and then he talks to the commanding officer like, no. We need these guys over here at this time.
I know what he says. He says we need to take these motherfuckers to our black site.
We need these number guys here to this location.
Yeah, right. Like I was like, bro, you said black side.
So he goes like, hey, IAD wants you to report to Kirk Avenue at 9 a.m. You know. So he goes there. Yeah. So he thinks it's nothing. He's even joking with guys escorting. Hey, you looking at my ass? You looking at my ass? I know you're looking at my ass. You know what I mean? And
the craziest thing is when he gets in the other room.
And you see, and the thing is, you see these guys like preparing. You know, like they know it's going to be an issue. They know this is going to be a problem. As soon as he walks in the door, they just slam his ass. Oh, you're under arrest. FBI is arresting him. You know,
that tells me
he's still
the biggest motherfucker ever. Ooh, exactly. John Barathon, man. And he goes, "I'm one of you," and then one of them says, "You are not." And then we got the commissioner walking in. Now, here's the thing. Go ahead.
That doesn't happen yet.
Okay.
The second episode.
I'll take a beer.
So,
go ahead.
So basically, he's arrested by the FBI. And they capture him, and he's just, do you know who I am? You know what I mean? That's basically where we're at. The first episode.
And the only thing I want to mention of that is the commissioner. He walks in and he takes a look at him and he stares.
Like I said,
into the
I
face.
believe that's the second episode.
No. That's not the second episode. I'm guaranteeing that's not the second episode. I'll take a shot.
I'm guaranteeing it is. You said you watched it, right?
Yeah, I watched
I'm
it.
guaranteeing it is.
No, I'm talking about when the commissioner says
I know.
he's the only
Yeah,
one.
I'm telling you. I
Really?
feel like that was the second episode.
Okay. All right, so how about this? We're going to do a little carbonation conversation game here.
Okay.
Whoever's wrong has to take a shot with episode 2. That's all. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing personal here. But yeah, this is fucking...
But this is a crazy ass show.
Man.
It seems like this is probably the most difficult show we've had to break down.
Yes.
And
this is
review.
how we're gonna do it. This is basically it. We kind of ran through the plot because the characters were more important.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we're not gonna get to that plot, but you know, I think we both saw episode 2. We know what's coming.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Yes.
But one more last happy new day.
Happy to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really thought you were going to say I am me, yo. I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
We are
The Carbonation Conversation.
Reviewing We Own the City, episode 1.
Part 1.
And never, ever forget, don't drink and drive.
Drink and vibe.
Peace.